no joke, this ain't no game. This that CSZ game. They said pull up, so I came. You better put some respect on their name. Yeah, 55, what's goody? Kill the vibe, how could he? Big Cardinal on the hoodie. Let me break it down for you fully. This ain't your average broadcast. This ain't just no podcast. The mother shows spread fake news. We just call them broadcast. Wes, Joey, Sam, Shawn, Dante. Ain't know that boy Higgy. He said he don't want no small fries. Tell them they better make them biggie. Yeah, you already know what we be on. We got the crown, we hold the throne. We throw the mails and you take them home. When they ring the bells, you know that it's home. The bar set, we setting the tone. If we set it, then set it in stone. Sit in the streets, set up your phone. You in the Cardinal sports zone.
What is up? What is up? Welcome, everybody. What's up, Cashmere? What's good, my man? Welcome to this week's episode of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, coming to you live from the Four Peg Studios. I'm your host, Jeremy Warner, here with my co-host for the day, which I'm pretty sure you can see, but we'll introduce them anyway. Coming to us live from a bedroom somewhere, hopefully not a halfway house or a hostage situation.
Hey, Scotty's here with us. Don't talk about halfway house.
Sorry, Scotty. My bad.
It's insensitive.
It's insensitive. It's our guy. He is we call Wes the guy with the keys to victory, but this guy has got the keys to defeat. We love him anyway. It's our man, Shawn Barber.
Does he have a V neck on? Because that dude goes long.
God, I have never seen a capital V.
God dang.
Damn, double homicide.
God.
I
mean, is that a button-up V-neck? Is that a low-cut V-neck?
Actually, Shawn's wearing the capital V-neck today.
What the V?
It's honestly, it's the new LMPD jump on the front of a car V-neck.
Oh, so the police officer was tugging on the front of his shirt.
Yeah.
And Scotty's door handle.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think that's how it went.
I was there. I saw it all. No.
Yeah.
Shawn was an eyewitness.
He tried to pull his shirt back.
There you
go.
He's like,
he go ahead.
what y'all talking about? I don't get it.
He'll be like,
and then we're gonna start calling him the Unabomber. Next, he does have the keys to victory. He has the keys to success, and he's he does everything right here for us for Cardinal Sports Zone. It's our guy Wes Keys in the building.
What's going on, everybody?
And last but not least, it's the comedic relief, as he likes to be referred to. You don't want you all to depend on him for hard hitting facts, but he's quick to throw one out there. It is the man, the little big brother, Joe Wamman, or the big little brother.
Right. What's up, everybody? If you hear a few clicks in the background, your boy's got to file for his unemployment check today. So
there you go. Well,
multitasking.
We are peeling the curtain back a little bit here. Okay,
hey, I don't care.
Let's hop on here.
If anybody knows of a job for a manager out there, holler at your boy.
Listen, Joey is not above putting himself out there. That's something that we were taught young. Cashmere, yes, yes, sir. What's up, my family? What's good, Cash? Dwayne says, what's good, Card family? TJ said, sup, fam? Dwayne laughing at the capital V-neck.
God dang.
Our friend Ezra, what's up, Jeremy? And fine gentlemen, just can't explain how excited I am for PK and the staff. I love it. My new favorite emoji is the who knew that Pat Kelsey, I'm not calling it PK. Pat Kelsey had his own emoji, but there it is. Looks just like him. Our guy Terry Jones in the building. What's good, my man? We're gonna have a good time today. Terry's kind of an underground expert. He brings all kinds of new information to the chat, and however he brings it, he's been a really big asset to the chat that we have with the crew. So we appreciate it. Look, before we get into stuff today, we've had let's rewind about 14 days. We had for the next 7 days, we had whining, complaining. Oh, we're not going to ever fill out the team. And then 7 short days later, you've got 3 official additions and 1 that's to be announced in the next couple of days. So he's absolutely, he's doing everything right. it's amazing. Let me get the business part out of the way first. Don't forget the Mossy Oak chat line is open. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or however, send us your questions on social. Check the graphic below us to see how you can follow the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast on social media and how to help support us monetarily. While you're in here on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button and make sure you're watching on YouTube if you can help it. It will help us out more, statistics wise, ratings wise. Even if you're giving us one of the super stickers or whatever it is, they take less than anybody else takes out when you send those to us. What's up, Allie? What's up? So look, we're gonna have a good time today. Sponsor shout outs: Bear Nose on Market, Fitness Market, Four Pegs Beer Lounge, the Collision Course Crew Tailgaters, Cherry Pick and Shoot 360, Mossy Oak. Goodness gracious, so many sponsors. We appreciate them all. Allie said good afternoon. I already put that up there. Really, no, you know what? I'm gonna leave the Pat Kelsey emoji up there. All right, guys, let's get into it really quick. And we want to thank first off Joseph and Marcus tuning in on Facebook. Look, I'm so happy. Let's get into a couple of non-Louisville, non-basketball stuff really, really quickly. Get it out of the way. I have been so happy that a majority of the people have listened to us and switched off Facebook. We were doing about 1,500 to 2,000 Facebook views a week, and I would say 1,500 of those. Okay, if we're doing if we're saying 2,000 was the number on Facebook, 1,500 of them have switched over to YouTube and Twitter. So we appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, and I don't mean just follow us. There are exclusive layers where you can get information first from us. You can get special shout outs, special whatever you want. You 24-hour access to us. Subscribe to one of the tiers. There's 2 tiers right now. Check that out. Subscribe to us. We've got a lot of Uncle Larry in the building. We got a lot of new subscribers this week. I'm going to go ahead and shout them out real quick because they did subscribe this week. Where are they at? Our guy Desmond, he resubscribed. Antron Masden in the building. We appreciate him subscribing. Cardinal, amongst others. I don't want to shout everybody out because that'll take a lot of time. And shout out to the OGs, Robert Holt, Corey Massey. We appreciate all y'all's love and support. But yeah, getting the people don't want to. I get you, Marcus Eland. What's up, family? Great podcast. We appreciate it. Premium subscriber Robert Holt says, "How's it hanging, fellas?" A little bit to the left, I guess. I'm not really checking. Let me see. Yeah. Marcus says he always posts our podcast on his Facebook sports group, Sports Music. Well, we appreciate that. Thank you so much. Our guy Justin McCord in the building. What's good, CSZ family? But yeah, we appreciate everybody going over to YouTube and signing up there. Subscribe to us there. That helps out analytics wise. People, when we go to sponsors and they ask for our numbers and stuff for streaming and for audio, they're not asking for Facebook numbers. They're not asking for Twitter numbers. They want YouTube numbers. So subscribe to us on YouTube if you can. Follow us on YouTube, and then if you can subscribe to us for that monthly fee, we'd appreciate that as well. You get your money's worth. You can ask anybody that's in the group chats with us. We do good stuff there. What's up to Miss Jenny watching? We appreciate everybody tuning in. All right, guys, let's get to it. This week was a whirlwind for Louisville Cardinals basketball recruiting, a week that we weren't told in advance was going to happen. So it was a good surprise, a good shock. Let me go to the articles. I believe first guy off the board this week. This is on. So help me out. May 14th was Tuesday, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to read and our guy Blake McCauley has been absolutely killing the breakdowns and recaps of the recruits and stuff. So make sure you are going to cardinalsportzone.com to check out. Looks like our editor didn't edit his post from this first guy, so I'll have to have a talk with him after the show, Sean. First guy, Pat Kelsey, has landed a major commitment to the front court for his inaugural season with the Cardinals in USF transfer forward Kason Pryor. After beginning his career at Boise State and a stint in JUCO for his sophomore year, Kason started 21 of the 32 games in his junior season as a Bull averaging 13 points, 8 boards, 2 assists, and 1.2 steals per game. The Chicago product took a step up in AAC play, putting up 14 points, 8 boards, 2 assists, and 1.2 steals. Pretty much the same. I'm not really sure how that's a step up. I'll allow it though, because Blake's been killing it. Pryor's game for his size is a massive addition for the Cardinals. At 6'10", 210 pounds, he moves with great fluidity where he can isolate his defender or score inside while having the ability to guard both the interior and perimeter on the defensive end. Simply put, Kason Pryor is a dog. You know exactly what you're getting with him on the court. He can score from all 3 levels and brings great effort, energy, confidence, and communication to the floor. He plays with the same mentality that now fellow teammates Terrence Edwards and Javon Hadley play with. They will compete to the highest degree and set the physicality, energy level every game. Now, because me and Wes kind of already talked about this, where's it? Where y'all at? There y'all are. We kind of already talked about this on Live with 55. So, Sean, I'm going to well, you know what? Before that, Ezra, funny you should ask. He called in on us today about 5 minutes before the show started, said he didn't know he had a show today. And he was out, surprise, surprise, he was out to eat. So hopefully he's having a nice meal again somewhere, and it is what it is. But since we already kind of talked about it, Sean, here's the comparisons I made. I said he was kind of like a supersized version of Matt Cross. And I said I hoped that his attitude, I can see on the court, it's similar. I hope he didn't have Matt's off the court attitude. But what do you see when you see a guy like Kason Pryor? What are you excited about with him?
Well, one thing I'm excited about is 6'10", but he actually can, handle the basketball out on the perimeter a little bit, so he can pull a big guy out from underneath the rim. He makes it more of a 5-out offense, meaning that you don't have to. He's not a back to the basket guy. He's not Brandon Huntley Hatfield, where he has to be on the post or somewhere near the post. Or if he's going to be on the perimeter, it's simple spot up shooter. He's a guy that can take it on perimeter and drive, which is a unique skill set, which you see a lot of NBA big men have, and it's something that the coach has said that he wants to do. He said, "Hey, I'm more of a NBA style offensive guy right now. I like all my guys to be able to drive, be able to not have to be simple back to the basket guy here, slasher here, shooter here. Instead, he likes all his guys to be well rounded. He fits that mold perfectly, and he's going to make the offense be, I think, really special the first season."
Somebody during the show the other night compared him to if Matt Cross and Machine Gun Kelly had a baby.
Yeah, but I think
with a little bit of cheddar bob. Justin McCord says Sean's beard is unflipping believable. In a good way. Normally we just talk crap about you, but now
if he lets it grow a little bit longer, I'll have that V-neck.
That's true. That'll take a couple years, but
I don't know, man. That just seems like it popped up out of the blue. The beard.
Didn't say anything.
No diddy. Wes, did you have anything to add, or did Sean kind of nail it on the head there?
You nailed it.
That's the first thing he's nailed.
Uneffing believable.
Shout out to the live studio audiences in all the buildings as well. Joey, I know you don't like for me to go to you on these things. Do you have any opinion on Kason?
Nope.
All right.
What about you, Scotty? Nope. I'm just trying to play some golf and get out of Louisville as fast as I can.
I just want to get to the parking lot.
I'm just trying to get to Mount Raymond on Tuesday morning and get out of here.
I just want to play ball.
Like Higgy, I like balls.
Okay. All right. Next up.
Thanks, Scotty. Appreciate
Scott.
the insight there.
What a great fifth co-host today.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's awesome.
He's such a good dude.
So Marcus Edelin says it reminds him of Lamar Odom a little bit.
Yeah,
his game kind of does remind me. Not all the Kraken.
Stay away from the Kardashians.
Yeah, just stay away from the Kraken. The what?
The Bunny Ranch.
Yes.
Oh no. If he goes, take me with you, bro.
And Sean, we're gonna pay for Sean
I'm telling you, dude.
First class ticket.
If Sean makes it to Vegas with us for WrestleMania, Sean, When's your birthday again? June. So that'll be in. So it'll be before his.
Yeah.
75th birthday.
Well, I'm trying not to like put all like. Well, he's
75th
42
birthday.
this year. He'll be 43 next year, right? You won't be a 43-year-old. So guess what? For that very reason, he'll have to brush a dog's teeth or pull weeds that weekend or something. He won't go.
Justin McCord says the resemblance of Shawn in that mug shot of Scotty is eerie. It does kind of look like Shawn a little
You
bit.
know who Scotty Scheffler looks like? A young Sean Smith.
It does. Yep. Yep. Those are the people in the chat don't know who we're talking about.
But
Somebody we grew up with. Yeah, for sure. But the week of surprises continued because on Wednesday, top 40 recruit Connie Ruths decided he wanted to be a Cardinal. Exciting news there. On Pat Kelsey's birthday at that, getting his first high school commitment ever as coach of Louisville. Connie Ruths is the 33rd ranked player in the class and the 6th overall power forward. He was originally the highest rated player in Michigan's freshman class, but decommitted when he saw that a guy named Dusty was going to be his coach. Ruths is a matchup concern for opposing defenses with a 6'8", 205-pound frame. He's able to overpower guards when being defended by them and has a quick first step to burst pass if matched up against a bigger defender. Coming from the prestigious IMG Academy, Ruth will have the physical maturity and IQ needed to play in the ACC. Though the consistency of his jumper is still building, Connie's relentless defense ability, 1 through 4, will be what helps make him an instant impact for Kelsey and company. He moves very well laterally and embraces the energy needed to be a lockdown defender. He becomes the first freshman to join the Cards class. Now let's go ahead and pop back over for some live. Is this the kid? This is the kid, Wes, that we asked everybody to give their comparisons to, right? And we got
Yes.
Okay. So we'll ask you that first, Shawn. Who? Pretty sure it was by. Do you guys notice that all these players look good at dribbling the ball? Yes, pretty sure it is by design. Okay. And Tom Jeffrey says that's the truth, Roofs. Okay, we're gonna have to. I wish I had a boo button on here. Do I? Oh, please don't play the one song. I'm not gonna hit it. I don't remember what all the buttons were. I remember this one.
You're a baby.
I remember that one.
I've seen some videos of Gracie playing some golf. Wes Brocky put up some videos of her hitting some golf balls.
What are these other two buttons? Okay, there you go, Tom Jeffries. That's the button you get for that one. Ruth. So we asked the audience the other day, and no, this isn't Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I wish it was, because I would take the money and run. But to make a comparison to a former Louisville Cardinal basketball player, we got everything from Shane Bohannon, Earl Clark. We got an Earl Clark. We even got a Kenny Payne.
Wow.
Yeah, which we ended the show right after that. Who was the other one that people that were comparing him to?
I think somebody said Samardo. I'm not sure.
Samardo. Yeah. So who do you have you watched? First off, have you watched his game film?
Me, I have not.
Okay.
I had no chance to.
So you would just be guessing just to be guessing.
Yeah.
All right. So who would you compare him to? Knowing that you have nothing to found this by, who would you compare him to?
Based on what Pat Kelsey has gotten with the entire roster so far, I would say more of a Juan Palacios, a Tejo Palacios.
Okay.
Because, like I said, look at all the bigs other than maybe James Scott. All of them can kind of be on the perimeter and not be out of place out there. They're not.
Oh, Shawn, I had to stop you for a second because I know he watches the show because he hits me from it's Juan Diego Tejo Palacios.
Diego. Why did they call him? Okay, Diego. I'm sorry.
Juan Diego Tejo Palacios.
Yeah, he's the man of many names.
Mr. Palacios. Then.
Mr. P. Call him Mr. P.
Mr. P.
No Diddy.
You like to P.
No R. Kelly. My bad.
Giggity.
Wes is on his first flag of the show. All right, so you said Juan Diego Tejo Palacios.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
I think would be like.
So I'm trying to. I believe somebody compared him to Montrez because of his physicality, but I can't remember. And the height is the same. He just needs to put on some weight, and I think he'll do that here over the summer. But yes, I said Earl Clark because of his slashing ability and his jump. No Diddy is crazy. Well, Isaac, you know how I do. I'm crazy. I'm crazy.
Uneffing believable.
No, it's believable, Sean. It wouldn't be a Sunday if we didn't play our favorite clip of all time. He can't be here today because he's eating, but it's our Higgy clip.
I would just hand and put in Shenanigans hand and hand it to him.
I swear. Well,
Shenanigans.
I still have no idea what he was trying to say with that clip is 5 years old and it's still just as funny as the first day. Like Steve can't stand Higgy, but all the time he'll be like, "Man, remember the Higgy what is that? What is that in the background? I can't see it."
It's Sean's V-neck.
That looks like a Q neck.
That's from that commercial. That's what I'm talking about. You look really nice. And the girl says, "Well, you look comfortable."
Comfortable Sean. That's his new moniker here.
I'm back.
Ezra says, yes, Jack Waterman is a smart passer. He reminds me of David Padgett. Jack. When were we talking about? Oh, okay.
D.
And then I think, and he has over a 7-foot wingspan, so that makes him dangerous on the court. Last but not least, as we were doing our show Thursday night, the next gentleman was at Jeff Ruby's enjoying a nice meal. Somebody sent us pictures during the show, so we shared them and saying that he was in town, and it was known he was going to be in town this weekend. Higgy told us he would be in later in the evening, and immediately somebody sent us a picture of him being there instantly. So we knew that it was whenever Higgy said something that it's spot on, kind of. But it's our man Noah Waterman. Does anybody know if that's a picture of his mom in his commitment picture?
I was wondering about that. I don't know.
Because she definitely don't look like she's fine. Pat Kelsey has landed a key addition to the front court for the 2024-2025 season. In BYU transfer Noah Waterman, the 6'11", 220-pound forward, joins the Cardinal as a grad transfer where he started 76 out of 102 games in his career. He played for Niagara, then Detroit Mercy, and spent his last 2 seasons at BYU. The second BYU player that decided they didn't want to play. They wanted to play in this state, but not for their former coach. Waterman's coming off a career best season where he started all 33 games for the Cougars, averaging 9.5 points, 5.4 rebounds. Somebody just texted me. Averaging 9.5 points, 5.4 rebounds, and shooting 45.7% from the field, 37% from the three. Between his senior season, Waterman's game took a significant leap. His offensive numbers went up while boasting his shooting percentage from 36% to 45.7%. He's from New York. He thrives offensively in a catch-and-shoot situation. Impressively, over half of his made shots came from three-point range, where he cashed in 37% from behind the arc this past season. I don't know who you could compare him to former Cardinal-wise because I'm not really sure we've ever had a guy. Sean, we'll go with you first on this one. Oh, good. Steve Rummage commented on Facebook. Joe Wallman, the GOAT.
Acknowledge me. Hey, and did you see my new background in honor of the recruit? Well, it's kind of double.
Well, yeah. I mean, that not only is that in honor of our recruit, but then a live look at Wes's backyard.
Yeah. I was about to say, it's definitely a double shot right there.
That's his stock room.
That is actually the water room at no, we're not.
Well, no, it's not like that anymore.
No press. Not giving them any shine.
But like I said the other day in the chat, the fact that his last name is Waterman and that he started at Niagara, the jokes write themselves.
That absolutely. What I love about all three commitments this week, they all can get a rebound and go. They don't have to wait for a guard to come back and get the ball. Love
That's
this
big.
roster. There's really not been too many complaints. Even Steve, who is normally very hard to please, basketball wise, sports wise. You'll have to ask Charity about the other ways, but he has not. I've not heard him complain one time about the roster. So it is what it is. I cannot do this. Steve's latest hashtag. I will not be reading that out on the screen.
I'll read it.
No, there's a
like, dripping with anticipation.
Yeah.
What that means.
Yeah,
That
dripping.
means wet for water. Like dripping with anticipation. What are y'all laughing at?
Waterman is
Y'all
a
are
great
making it
shooter
worse.
from the left corner, something our other guys are not strong at. Bounces our attack.
I'm trying to be professional here.
Terry Jones says Noah Waterman is Kendall Dartez. What's up, CSZ, from our guy Jeff D on YouTube. Love the roster. Or how about that roster Pat Kelsey has built? And last but not least, Marcus Elin says our roster got a lot of versatility with this roster. We got all players. And that's really what I wanted to point out. I had somebody yesterday, and I don't remember who it was in the group chat, that was like, I hope we don't go after another big. We need a shooting guard or a point guard. And I'm like, no, we actually have like 4 forwards that can play guard too. We don't need any more guards. We have 3 bigs, and we got them all this week. With Khalifa supposedly not playing this year, we got 3 bigs this week. I'd love a 4th big, and we'll talk about that because I believe that's going to be the last piece of the puzzle that we add here in the next couple of days. There had been smoke last week about this guy, and then we had the surprise Cason Pryor commitment. But we'll talk about that in a minute. That is on the shot sheet to be addressed. But, Sean, is there anybody in Louisville basketball history that plays kind of the way that Waterman plays?
No, not specifically one player. I would almost call him like a combination of a little bit of David Padgett and maybe a little bit of Brian Kaiser, because he can shoot the ball really well from the 3, especially from the corner. But he's also big. He can go down low. He's a great passer, facilitator as a center, full power forward type player. So that would be my best thing. Would be a combo of Padgett and Kaiser.
I think it's kind of racist. You only named white guys there, but I'm going to try to be a little more inclusive. I'm going to say he kind of reminds me a little bit of Francisco Garcia, like diet Francisco Garcia.
I missed that one. That's
like not as, and I'm just joking with you, Sean, not as talented as Francisco, but Francisco could rebound. He could step back, hit the 3 if needed, and he was a go-to guy. Now, obviously, I'm not comparing him to Francisco Garcia. I know I say that as a joke. So nice having let's go to really quick. Terry, our guy Terry, the unofficial expert of the group chat. So nice having a complete roster before summer. So big for the roster and mesh and gel during the off season. That was going to be my next point. I swear Terry reads my mind. School's over with in a couple of weeks, or it may even be over with now. These kids, I haven't.
Some of them graduated yesterday.
I haven't seen them as much the last couple of weeks up at where I go and observe basketball at, but. Then again, I was in Orlando for a couple of weeks, but prior to that, there's about 5 or 6 of them that were up there practicing all the time. I haven't seen anybody the last week, but those guys are going to start to move on. You're going to start seeing these guys, and please, Card Nation, let's not go from we don't have enough players to why aren't they on campus yet? Because we know that's the next freak out. Everybody's going to start freaking out because we saw that. Speaking of Matt Cross, remember Matt Cross was almost 2 months late, and people were worried that he would never play for Louisville, and he was just finishing some stuff up at the old school. So that's a great comparison. Now, we didn't open it up to all schools, but Jeff D says Waterman reminds him of Steve Novak from Marquette. And I'm going to go, and I think everybody's going to nod their head in agreement here, West Virginia's own Kevin Pittsnoggle
Yeah.
is who he reminds me of outside of Louisville. great question. Let's go ahead and address some of these other comments real quick. Allie says, I'd like another talented underclassman. I don't know about talent. I do believe this is roster depth addition here. It's not going to be another name like we got the other three this week. Well, Lisa Foster says, well, we're going to kick Kentucky's butt. But she didn't say butt. And Ezra says, who's your favorite player on the roster, fellas? So, but I want the chat line to answer that question while I address the possible fourth commitment that we should be getting in the next 48 hours. Last week, we were on commitment watch from Frank Anselm Iba, or Ibe. I don't know how you pronounce his last name. It's IBE. So we'll say Ibe. He was down to us and another team. That other team picked up a commitment, and then we picked up Kason Pryor, and then he canceled his announcement for that night. The Georgia big man is 6'10", 215 pounds, from Prolific Prep, which is a very prestigious basketball place to play basketball at. He's from Lagos, Nigeria. He's not really been a superstar at Georgia, but he fits the bill. He played 31 of 32 games. He missed one game last year due to illness. He only had 6 starts and averaged 3 points, 3 boards, and 1 block per year, or per game. Well, not per year. Good Lord. Georgia's top rim protector. He had the most blocked shots on the team. He led the Bulldogs in blocks 13 games during the season. Let's see. After missing the Florida A&M contest due to illness, he returned to contribute 8 points on a perfect 4 for 4 from the field, playing against Georgia Tech. And he came from Syracuse. He played 2 years in Syracuse, so he would be Syracuse to Georgia to the Ville, if that's who it is. Now, I don't know for sure that's who that last spot's going to, but I imagine with all the smoke last week and the stuff coming out today that, well, it didn't come out. I was told it was simply just going to be a depth piece, and I tried to get that confirmed, but it didn't get confirmed. But let's see. All right, yeah. We're gonna go back to that question in a second. But do you think that's who the last person is, Sean, or do you think it's gonna be another guard?
Well, it's gonna be either that person or probably the Wesley Yates kid out of, I believe it's Washington, the University of Washington, because we seem to have done that now with BYU. We got 2 players from BYU. It seems like, hey, we got a guy and the guys who are going to be his teammate. I think Yates is I'm not sure if he played their season. I can't remember if he played their season or if he's a high school guy of national letter of intent. But I just feel like those are the 2 options right now left that we were either in on or we were close to getting a commitment from.
Oh, can somebody send me the Georgia Bigs names so I can watch some film?
Yeah, it is. Gosh, you would say that after I X'd out of the.
Sorry, bro.
No, you're good. You're good. It is. Here it is, right here. Just It is not gonna. Frank.
That was IBE was his last name.
It's Frank Anselm -Ibe. Ibe. Kind of sounds like you have a cold when you say his last name. Ibe. Sorry. Steve's last comment was, I'm blank for Waterman. Okay. So if y'all have any other questions basketball-wise, feel free to ask me. I'll try to get all of them answered as I can through my different channels. Ezra asked a question earlier in the show. Who's your favorite player on the roster? And then Red State replied, Pig's Knuckle instead of Pitsnoggle. Jeff agrees, Pitsnoggle. He was answering the previous question. Justin said, unlike Sean, Louisville's going to be able to spread the floor nicely. Allie said, howdy, Red State. And Red State said hello in return. Justin McCord says he's excited to see what Terrence Edwards can do. Jeff D said Ruth is his favorite get. Pryor is a close second. Traore third. I like Traore as well. Jeff D says Terrence Edwards would be his pick, his most valuable. Ezra says, yes, Terrence Edwards Jr. is one I'm excited to watch. And Allie said, explain 5 out, 3 heavy motion. I don't know what that is, so I can't explain it. But
It's some kind of offense. I know that. It's got something to do with the offensive system, but I couldn't tell you
Yeah,
exactly how it works.
hopefully, well, of course you can. Sean, that's reason 10,976 why. Never mind.
Isn't that the type of offense UConn runs?
Uh-oh. Did we just get a Brady bomb, Chris Steyer said? Uh-oh.
Must have missed that.
I didn't see it, but I had been busy preparing for the show all morning. I'm getting ready to go pressure wash the driveway. That's my fun Sunday afternoon deal. Getting this kind of roster is like refreshing like your parents taking you to Toys R Us as a kid. You know, that's absolutely correct. And you know, I went to the mall a couple days ago. I didn't tell Teresa this, and hopefully she's not watching, but I went and got me some Jade Garden for lunch. And everything in there was just empty or vacant, or that's the same thing. Or they had torn a whole side of the mall off. I know it's convenient to do that. Who thought we'd get off onto this tangent here? I know it's convenient to order stuff online because I do it as well. But man, those days at the mall growing up, nothing could match those.
Facts.
Justin said yes earlier today. Well, I didn't see. None of us saw it. But again, we were all. Sean's been babysitting all day. Wes has been stacking water cases in his backyard. Joey's been asleep, and I've been dealing with this stuff.
Shoot, I've been asleep. I just woke up at 12.
I'm busy advertising for our sponsors.
And we appreciate that because that's something Higgy's supposed to do, and he never does. Red State says, I love how difficult it is to come up with a starting 5. So many good players to choose from. Nice problem to have. Chris Deere said it's going to be a lineman. I think the other night my starting 5 was Rain, Chucky, Edwards, Kaysen, and I did, if y'all remember, I did leave the caveat that if we got that kid that we were thinking we were going to get, Waterman. So I would put Waterman at the 5, but man, it's just so hard because you could throw Ruths in there anywhere. You could throw Hadley in there anywhere. You could throw Corin Johnson in there anywhere. I had a former Louisville player over at my house yesterday. His son lives right across the street. And we had an interesting conversation. Does anybody else think that Karan Davis is going to be on this basketball team next year?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Joey thinks so. And I don't know who Wes is talking to.
I'm just taking a guess. Scotty, what do you think? I'm not sure. I'm not here all the time.
What's up?
That's who I was talking to.
Okay. Well, you never know with you. Wes, do you think that Karan Davis is on this team next year?
I don't know. I never really thought about that. I mean, he could be a solid depth piece.
Yeah, you tickle me.
And go, Justice.
That's how you tickle me.
I'll be right back.
And Wes is bounced for a second. Babu says, I think Chucky's going to be going off this season. Those change from that boring, slow Wisconsin offense has been released. Isaac would not mind having KD. Ezra says, yes, Jeremy, loved going to Jefferson Mall as a youngster. My dad liked the sample lady.
Sample?
Look, I always got kind of she always looked at me and was like, sample, big boy. And I was always offended by that. But it is what it is.
She looked at me and said, sample, big boy, you want the whole tray.
Terry Jones. I
said konnichiwa.
TJ. Terry, we're going to have to come up with a cool name for you because I want to keep saying it. Oh, good. Brent Kaufman joined us.
So
Terry said, so basically we're going to have about 3 or 4 6-mans. Yeah, absolutely. That's where I kind of see things going. Jeff D said, I find it funny how the people from Little Blue Nation want to comment about our roster. Do you all know?
Do they have a roster?
Honest to God, yesterday morning, the conversation I was having with former Louisville player and my next door neighbor, they were mind blown that I don't know anybody that Kentucky got this year. And I'm like, I'm not a Kentucky fan. I don't follow Kentucky recruiting. I only know when they lose because Steve tweets something out.
All I know is that I heard people say that like Adolph Ruff was back because at first it was like 5 white dudes is all Mark Pope was bringing in was white dudes.
Hey, man, and then on top of that, I was watching. I replayed the clip because Steve mentioned it on Friday of the guy from Field of 68. One dude said he'd take Kentucky's roster over ours, and I'm like, what? Who did that?
This is not a racial comment whatsoever, but if I've got a team with no white dudes versus a team with mixture, I'm taking the mixture over just the team of white dudes. It is what it is.
Hey, so
Who did we lose? Oh, Sean left and came back.
I know you
Justin's laughing. Brent said the party can start. He's down here in PCB.
Sean, your V-neck keeps getting longer and longer, bro.
Yeah, now it looks like he's got a sling on.
It looks like you got a robe.
I think I have to go. I think my people are back home. So
Okay, Sean. Well, thanks for hopping in here with us again. We appreciate
Change
you.
your shirt.
all right.
He's
Take
going
care,
to
guys.
strip. Yeah, he's going to strip. That's what Sean's doing. He's stripping. Not tripping.
But we still got 4 here. We still got Scotty with us.
Yeah, Scotty's still here with us. 1966 all over. I wasn't born in 66, so I don't know about that. But
hey, but that is a good question. I wonder if I'm sure him and Karan have probably talked, but yeah, the fact that that Karan isn't anywhere else yet is telling. I mean, it could happen.
absolutely. Let's
So-
get to let's hop through in the shot sheet really quick. Rapid fire today. Baseball swept Notre Dame and found themselves in a pod, and they got to the ACC championship tournament. They are in a pod with number 11 seed Miami and number 2 seed Clemson. Last week's 502 Circle, Louisville Live on the Ravon app was a success. We had Ben Perry, MJ Griffin. This Tuesday at 7 p.m., we will have Mo Problems, the Burner Turner on, and newcomer, former Hurricane. So Sam probably likes him. Don Chaney, a.k.a. the reason why somebody changed their mind about coming here. I know y'all can read between the lines there. Changed.
Mm-hmm.
Nickels, dimes, pennies. Former card Adam Hadwin has been making highlights all week at Valhalla for the PGA Championship. He's at the bottom of the leaderboard right now, but yesterday he eagled out of the sand bunker, threw a L's up, and then today he also holed out on the last hole
And threw the L's
and
up.
threw the L's up again. So
I didn't know that was him. I was watching it when he did it.
yeah, that was him. And just so you all know, Higgy is the reason why we don't have any more rapid fire, because he had 2 weeks to get me information for today
But he didn't know there was a podcast today.
and never did. Even though I told everybody on this show that the next show was May 19th.
We all knew.
No idea.
We all knew.
Everybody did. Isaac says BYU beat a lot of good teams last year, but it's odd he only got one of his former players. Look, I didn't say that. You didn't hear that from me. Red State with a really good question that I don't have the answer to just yet. It's a hopeful because I'm in good with 2 of the coaches now, but we'll see. I was hoping Okorafor could redshirt to learn the system, but I don't think we had that luxury without creative NIL. I agree with that as well. Is Okorafor the only one that hasn't announced where he's going to?
Yes, pretty much.
Now, Hersey hasn't either, but we don't even know if he's playing basketball again.
Karan, Hersey, and Manny.
Well, Karan never went into the portal.
I thought he did.
No, he was dismissed from the team.
No, he was dismissed from the team. He never hopped into the portal.
Yeah.
But
I got a question about lineups.
Okay.
So, getting Waterman, do you think Scott and Pryor start together? Or which way do you think that'll go in the front court?
That's a great question. Again, that's a question I don't have the answer to. This roster is so versatile. I don't even feel. I felt really uneasy yesterday when everybody was predicting wins and stuff, because I'm like, I don't know. And another good point from the Thursday show that I want to bring up again. I was so convinced about 2 weeks ago that last year's roster was exponentially better than this one so far. Now, with the addition of these guys that we've got now, I looked at the rankings and I was shocked, man, because the average ranking of the 13 guys that left was 73.5. The average ranking of the 11 coming in is like 89. That's like the difference between high school and middle school. Heck, that's the difference between college and high school players.
Yeah.
So
was that like at the end of the season rankings for
Up-to-date ranking.
Okay.
Hey,
Let's see
and
if
I love
Yeah, because
like,
we all made predictions last year before the season and it didn't turn out well. So let's
no, very,
Yeah.
very true, very true.
let's kind of refrain from that probably.
but I
80
love the way Coach Kelsey is going to be able to move and manipulate, like based on matchups and just
Well,
like,
it'll be a more fluid lineup. It won't be,
Yeah.
your 4 and 5 can only do certain things. Your front court will be more versatile. Almost, and I'm definitely not comparing anybody to Rick Pitino, but Pitino loved big guys that could shoot, that could go
Yeah.
out and shoot, and I think that's what just from the very little that I've because I beat, like Jeremy said earlier, I don't watch a lot of this like they do, but just from what I've seen, this is a more versatile lineup from more of a positionless type basketball, where multiple guys can bring the ball up, multiple guys can be the facilitator, multiple guys can get to the rim, score, things like that.
So Justin McCord explains it a little bit. The 5-out motion offense has 4 steps and can be used against any zone defense. Progression 1, basket cuts. Players cut to the basket over their defender to be ready for a pass. The passer then cuts, and then there's nothing else. Cuts to the basket and fills the corner opposite of the ball pad. Progression 2, screen away. Players can curl off each screen or have 2 options on each screen. Progression 3, ball screens. Players should understand what each other's skills. Absolutely. Thanks for explaining that to us.
I like Jeff's threes, dunks, and oops.
Ezra says, what are your thoughts on Seville and the staff? I love it. Patan is Louisville, man. Look, Peyton's I don't really want to say too much because, Peyton is my friend. He is somebody I talk to quite frequently. So I don't want to, but I think take that aside. Amazing addition. He loves the team. He loves the city. He wants it to be successful. So I think it was a home run hire for just as good as the one for Deion Branch on the football side of things. And it is, we'll go to next a comment from our fan base's equivalent of a wet fart. It's Brent Kaufman. Why are so many stuck on starters? I don't care if it's a different starting 5 every game. Well, not stuck on starters, but it's fun to guess and stuff like it. It's purely for entertainment purposes. It's nothing that has to be done.
Like Steve had been saying, I really like my team.
Yeah, for sure. John V says it really depends on what service ranking you use also. Yeah. Allie Jack says, my thought is this team may start out slow, but will be clicking after they get used to playing each other. And Terry Jones says, we believe in curves, Jeremy. 89 is a 90. That's an A. So in that absolutely. So in that same accord, we got a 90 team coming in and we had a 70 team going out. That's a 20-point difference. And I would have never guessed that in a million years because I know everybody's really down on last year's team, but I still truly believe that last year's team should have been exponentially better than this year's team. But the coaching they were getting up there absolutely tore them all the way down to where they didn't even believe in themselves.
What was their ranking? Do you know what the last year's team ranking was going into last season? Like, how many points did they drop? You know what I mean? Because they dropped.
I don't.
Their ranking dropped for sure.
Let's see if I can pull that up really quickly. I'm not really sure. It's
because and I'll try to stall for you. I'll talk for a second. It had to have dropped because the level of play that they displayed on the floor last year, and granted, maybe not all their fault, but that ranking had to have dropped quite a bit.
We weren't even in the top 50 last year, so no clue. I can't get any more.
That's probably a question that's not easy to just research off a whim.
Absolutely.
But I was just curious, thinking, well, if they, what'd you say, a 70, what 0.5?
73.39.
73.39. They had to be mid 80s going into.
I agree with that. And these are just the rankings of these guys going to the transfer portal. I'm sure I can have that answered in 2 weeks. We'll have Tanner look that up. That's a great question for even our weekly show that we're doing to see what their rankings were going out. Red State says Deion Branch remains undefeated as a head coach. Facts, absolutely, as Justin agrees with. John says Edwards would have been first team ACC this year. Babu equals the truth. He said every player but 2 played in the tournament and the other 2 were pet. Well, here's another great point. We lost 5 4-stars and gained 10 4-stars. We lost 6 3-stars and only got 1 3-star in return. So star ranking wise, this recruiting site seems to agree with the fact that our team sucked. I think they were a lot better. Premium subscriber Antron Masden in the building. Appreciate you hopping on here, even if you are super late.
I thought you said his name at the beginning.
I did.
Okay.
I was announcing all of our new subscribers. This week.
Okay. I was like,
John says Rivals had his rank 2 overall transfer. Justin says we were 138th. I don't think that's true, Justin. And Antron says good afternoon, family. Super late. Yeah, we're about to wrap the show up, and that's fine. I got a driveway to pressure wash, and look, we're making the backyard look really, really nice. So we're gonna have a CSZ cookout one day. Invite some of our even some of our most loyal fans to come over and hang out with us while we smoke meats and listen to the radio and have a good time. So not sure when that's going to be, but coming soon.
no Diddy smoking meats.
No Diddy. No.
Yeah,
Diddy?
no Diddy party.
No Diddy.
Nothing will be spiked.
It's definitely not a Diddy R. Kelly party at all.
What did he say?
Huh?
What did you say?
I said nothing will be spiked because, like I said, that's
I really didn't know. I thought you'd been drinking too much water over there. Got that brain overhydrated.
John said Edwards tore Wisconsin apart. Make sure you're out there supporting our photographers at cardinalsportzone.com, the place that I'll begin. Jeff Nunn, TJ Barr, Justin Kruger. They are our football, basketball, and baseball photographers, respectfully. Shout out to all of our fine sponsors: Bear Nose Fitness Market, 4Pec Smokehouse, the Collision Course Crew Tailgaters, Cherry Pick and Chew 360, Mossy Oak, and more on the way for season. Is it season 6 coming up? Jeez, season 6 coming up. I think I might be wrong. My memory.
5.
Huh?
I think it's 5. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 5.
Okay, season 5 coming up. I knew it.
No,
Ruth.
2019. So this is season 6.
I tried to tell you. Don't try to make me a. There we go. Garrett will be the first one. Garrett's the first one invited because he knows how to work the machines that I have over here. So come on over. We'll hang out and have a good time.
He can come over and help us get this smoker from the garage to the back porch.
Terry Jones
needs some
says
muscle.
Wes. Terry is calling for you.
Huh? What did he say?
I don't know. He just
He
said
said
Wes.
Wes.
If you want to sponsor the show, right next to the left of Wes is the email address where you can send an email requesting sponsorship. You can find this show.
Well, he's tripping. He said Celtics are losing to the Knicks next round. Yeah, okay.
How do we delete him out of the chat?
He's drunk.
Yeah, you want to bet?
Okay.
Oh, don't do that.
No, we can't do that.
Go to Bet 360
Okay, yeah.
or whatever it is. Bet ESPN. Make a wager.
Celtics in 5.
Listen,
You
Terry.
can do that.
Terry knows that.
I don't know about that.
I would say Celtics in 6.
I was gonna say.
Okay.
Look, the one thing I know about Wes is just overly excited about every player we get. He's like, this is the best player ever. He had named 7 players this year, and Wes was like, oh, this team's way better than last year. They're gonna dominate. We're gonna win the title. And I'm like, all right, Wes, calm down.
As far as the Knicks and the Celtics, it depends on who plays and who don't play.
Well, I think Porzingis is
I'm talking about
ready.
for the Knicks. Hart and Anunoby or whatever are questionable.
Bless you.
So it depends for them. If they've got their guys, they could stretch it to 6 games.
The Knicks, have they already played today?
I don't know.
The Knicks kind of helped us out by choking to the Pacers the other night by extending it to 7 because now our big guy
y'all are still resting.
should be back by game 1 or game 2. So Ezra said, another great show, Cardinal brothers and sisters. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend too. You can find this show on all the podcast avenues. If you don't want to see our faces, which we would understand if Sean and Higgy were here, but we're pretty handsome. Apple, iTunes, Buzzsprout, Spotify, TuneIn, Google, Amazon, iHeart, over 130 podcast avenues. Hit subscribe, like, heart, follow, whatever you got, whatever it is, the thumb up, whatever. If you haven't listened to all the prior episodes of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, go back, check them all out. CardinalSportsZone.com, drop down menu podcast, CSZ Podcast. You can find us there. I still have to fix the podcast tab because 93.9 erased all of our old episodes of the Cardinal Sports Zone show on 93.9. So that tab is no longer usable, but the Live of 55 tab is up there. And that's not for this iteration of the show. It's for the one we did back in the day, which this one is honoring that. Shout out to everybody that's out there sharing the podcast. We appreciate it. We love y'all. Smash that thumbs up button if you're in here. We appreciate it. You can find all of our social media at the bottom of the page underneath Wes. You can find how you can support us monetarily at the bottom underneath Wes. You can also find us on Roku, kysports.co+TV, kysportstv.co+. My bad. Subscribe. It's $4.99 a month. $4.99 a month, and you get access to our show. Which, if you're watching now, you may be like, "Well, why would I pay for it?" Well, it helps us out first off, and secondly, there's a lot of other content on that channel. So make sure you help out. It's a lot of local people trying to do. Well, we wanted to be an anchor of it, and there's a lot of good independent people that are on there trying to make a name for themselves. So support it if you can, if you don't mind. Nothing independent about these guys, though. Shout out to my guys, Marcus Maven and Steve Rummage, doing the Lord's work Monday through Friday whenever Marcus feels like showing up from 10 to noon on ESPN 93.9 The Ville. 502 Circle shout out time. Go to 502circle.com. You can do a one-time pledge, a monthly pledge. They send you a goodie bag depending on the level you subscribe to. It's awesome. Don't forget, we are on our off-season schedule. We are back to the CSZ podcast every other Sunday. The next episode, Sunday, June the 2nd. Don't forget to catch Live with 55 on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. and the 502 Circle Louisville live stream every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Stay tuned to our social media and subscribe to us on YouTube or Facebook to be alerted anytime we go live, even though we prefer YouTube. And you can subscribe to my tweets on Twitter to keep up, but I tweet a lot. Do that at your own risk. And again, stay tuned every Thursday, regardless. Live with 55 will be there for you on social media with updates throughout the week. Wes, Tanner, and the guy that likes to take snack breaks will join me for those. The time for that does vary. It's 7 p.m. most Thursday nights, but if I have to go out and cover some stuff at OVW, we do move that to 10 p.m. Guys, let's go through and talk a little bit about let's catch up the chat line before we end this. Quentin said, hi. I bought a U of L black fitted hat that's too big for me. It's 7 5/8. Does anyone want it? Never worn. Well,
one ain't fit my head.
No, we wear size 10s. I'm just kidding.
Should I bet
7 3/4. Something like that.
Wes is currently checking to see what size hat he wears. Jeff said out. Quentin says 7 3/4 fitted hat. What is that?
Now I said I might need it.
It's 7 3/4.
Oh, it's 7 3/4. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he changed it. It's free. He put the pictures yesterday on Facebook. Well, glad to get the word out for you. It's not a problem. Last words. Wes, we'll roll with you first on this one.
Excited about things to come, man. Got SmackDown June 7th. Basketball team rounded out.
He's coming too fast, and I'm trying to take a nap with you.
Yeah, calm down.
Move past me. She keeps bursting in here.
No, you're good. Did he mute himself again?
I don't know. Yep, he muted.
Okay. Joe, you give your last words real quick.
Real quick, want to revisit something. First of all, the Knicks have to get past the Pacers today to even have a chance to take the C's out, which ain't going to happen. Go Pacers, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, that still has to happen. So, and I'm not sure it will. New York likes to choke in the big.
Oh, they definitely do. So. Reggie Miller,
especially against the Pacers. Yeah,
Reggie Miller.
Yeah. Maryland sucks. PGA on today. Should be a exciting finish. It always is here in Louisville. Usually goes to a playoff.
Playoff.
Free Scotty Scheffler,
Okay.
LMPD. In the words of my sometimes co-host, we need you to do better.
Was it LMPD or LMDC? I thought.
No, it was LMPD that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well,
The LMDC, by all accounts, was like as good as gold to him.
okay.
Now, again, after that officer made that first initial call to his sergeant, and that guy was like, "What are you doing? Do you have any idea who this guy is?" But anyway, and get your pet spayed and neutered. Go Pacers today.
What's your social media?
Joe Wallman 526.
All right, Wes, your last word. I've got some last words that I want to get out too, but Wes, I'm deferring to you.
Yeah, I was just gonna say excited about things to come. Go Celtics, of course. Like you said, Knicks got to get past the Pacers. Probably won't. We'll see though. Yeah.
Red State said that you had a little cutie there.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Wes did not make her all on his own though. He had some help. But and how can people find you on social media, Wes? The budding star Wes Keys.
Wes Keys _CSZ.
There you go. That's how you do it. You can find me on social media at Jeremy_CSZ. My last words for the week are simply this. First off, shout out to Pat Kelsey, absolutely outperforming everything I had in mind. Wanted to know, could he recruit at this level? On paper, it looks like he can. Now we just got to get the players, if it translates to on the court, and if he can coach them up, which we know from the last couple of years here. And not just Kenny, because Chris Mack couldn't coach him up either. That was one of his biggest problems. Hopefully we've got a guy with the passionate energy that he has that can make a difference on the court. Last but not least, make sure you're tuning into our wrestling podcast as well, the Ringside Podcast. You can find that on social media at Ringside Podcast or ringsidepodcast.com. Wes mentioned SmackDown Friday, June the 7th. Tickets as low as $20 for the KFC Yum Center. Whenever they come to town, they're nice enough to give us a couple of superstars. Last week, we had women's tag team champion Jade Cargill be on the show, and she was amazing. And she's super fine. Like,
that's all I'll say.
Like if somebody was like, make the perfect female, it's like it came to life. And James said the pro golfers are eating this course up. Yeah. And this week, man, me first off, it should have been no surprise that me and this week's guest got along, because me and this tag team partner went to town. We had a blast. Grayson Waller, one half of the WWE Tag Team Champions, was on with us a couple of months ago, and it was a good time. He started to belittle Daniel a little bit. The host, he'll say he's a host, but I always tell him he's a co-host, and he's like, no, I say all the words at the beginning, but if there's more than one host,
that's just because Jeremy allows you.
Everybody's okay. Now he's trying to get me heat. If there's more than one host, then everybody's a co-host. So at least that's what I tell him. But so Grayson gave him a little bit of crap, and it went off, good time. But my man Austin Theory got on the show and completely annihilated,
eviscerated,
obliterated,
annihilated
every 5 or 6 syllable word that you can come up with. He did that to that man. He told him, don't get it twisted, I am disrespecting you. And at the end of the show, he had a very colorful sign off for him. Don't want to spoil it for those that haven't seen it. Go to at Ringside Podcast or ringsidepodcast.com if you're a wrestling fan, and check it out. Probably my favorite interview I've ever done. Not just because he made fun of Daniel, but
yeah, the best line was right after, like you said it, right at the very end. You were like, L's up, A-Town down, and then
me and him had good chemistry.
Yeah.
Like that's the best part. Like,
you were like Bobby Heenan.
I am like Bobby.
Yeah, you were like Bobby Heenan, and the talent was just feeding off of it.
I am the Bobby.
Hey man, when I say it was a complete roast session,
it was great. I loved every second of it.
I am the Bobby Heenan of that podcast.
Yeah.
Son of the Paul Heyman even.
And I don't even know who I would compare Daniel to.
Daniel is no.
I can't say
Daniel.
Jim Ross.
No, Daniel's the Gilbert of that podcast.
I was going to say Lord Alfred Hayes or somebody.
Okay, you're going to give him a little love. I was
bit.
going with Gil. I was going the complete Austin.
Well, I was thinking of somebody that Bobby Heenan, because y'all's banter does mesh well.
Yeah. I mean, that's and unfortunately, I'm the Hill. And
he's the 2024 Tony Schiavone.
Oh, or maybe he's fake ref. Remember the fake ref, the Danny Davis, the Heart Foundation.
Yeah, no,
because that would play on so many levels. Because Daniel is a referee.
Yeah, but then that would imply that he could wrestle.
He said, "Well, that's not the same Danny Davis."
Yeah, he was a fake referee and he was also a wrestler.
Oh, okay, but that's not our Danny Davis.
Not Nightmare Danny Davis.
Gotcha. Okay, fair enough. I didn't know that referee wrestled. Yeah. I know he did wrestle in WWE a couple times after that fact. Regardless, what was I going to say? Well, anyway,
Mauro Ranallo. There you go.
Mauro, I think, is probably a pretty good. No, that would be another former Ringside Podcast personality, but we'll leave that out of here. Look, guys, we appreciate everybody. We could talk about wrestling all day, all night. It is what it is. We appreciate it. We hope y'all have a great week this week, getting the last member of the roster announced. Hope you'll always be watching or not, as our guy Corrito would say. We're going to throw that music on like we always do. We appreciate the time. We appreciate the sport. We love you all. And until next time, this has been the Cardinal Sports Zone Podcast. We have so much fun doing this, guys. Thank y'all so much. We appreciate it. Sean, roll the outro video.